Right now in the Surprise Squad, it's a story we've been following since last year. Western North Carolina resident and small business owner who lost everything in the flooding from Tropical Storm Fred, Charles Wells, has been picking up the pieces since that deadly flooding tore through multiple mountain communities.
Fox Carolina's Zach Prelutsky and our Kendra Kent interviewed Charles again in August, the one-year anniversary of that flood, and saw firsthand his continuing struggle to get back into a home. Following touching interview, Zach and our Fox Carolina Surprise Squad, they made some plans for a quick visit for a much happier reason. Take a look.
I'm Zach Prelutsky. We're here in Western North Carolina talking with Charles Wells. We first met Charles in the immediate aftermath of the Tropical Storm Fred flooding and has followed his story ever since then. He thinks we're here today to do a follow-up story on how the community has come together, but little does he know we have a lot more in store. This is the Fox Carolina Surprise Squad. We originally met Charles under unthinkable circumstances. His home and his business both destroyed by flooding.
I'm so gracious for the volunteers, but our prayers and hearts go out to all those that's lost loved ones.
In addition to running that small business, Charles, a respiratory therapist, was still dealing with major pandemic burnout. He was facing a storm on every front. It was 2 weeks after the flooding when Charles was even able to return to what remained of his home.
2 weeks after the flood, I received a call from my neighbor wanting to know if I knew that my house was gone. So I didn't even know my house was gone until 2 weeks after the flood happened.
But as those floodwaters receded, instead of taking care of himself, Charles instead took what money was donated and ensured his 5 employees continued to receive a paycheck.
I have, 5 full-time employees that relies on a paycheck from me to feed their families. I can either feed one family and get myself back in a home, or else I can take care of 5 families and then worry about myself.
But now, over a year later, it's been a slow crawl to return to normal life.
It's not what I had, but it's home, so makes me want to cry, and especially it's been a long, rough year.
We asked Charles for a follow-up interview. We told him we were interviewing residents about how the Canton and Crusoe community came together during this tough time, and he agreed to meet with us one more time.
The people that turned out that I could depend on the most were actually strangers that knew nothing of me, knew nothing of my business, that really came in and put forth the effort to help rebuild, to reconstruct.
But what Charles didn't know was that his story touched our entire newsroom, from his generosity to his positive outlook. So we let Charles in on the real reason we asked him to meet with us. I just wanted to say thank you again for taking the time and speaking with us again. I know when everybody at our station saw the last story that we did, it was super inspirational, not only the selflessness you display, but the perseverance that you have. And I hate to do this to you, but we're not actually here for an interview. We're the Fox Carolina Surprise Squad, and we have a friend here with United Community Bank.
Wow.
Charles, we at United Community Bank, we'd like to offer you this check
Wow.
to help you start meeting your needs as you've helped the community meet its needs.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Crazily blessed that the state approved and has helped me to replace that home, but it's unfurnished. And of course, with the flood, it took everything in the home as well. I mean, all I had was the clothes that I had on my back and that I took with me to the motel. So,
I was feeling so excited to be able to surprise him with this. He's always putting other people before his own needs.
Surprise Squad!
Oh, we are just so touched by Charles, and we are so glad to see that we could be the Fox Carolina Surprise Squad and help him out a little bit with United Community Bank. Hopefully he can get moved back into his home and get that furnished very soon. So again, a shout out to United Community Bank for making that happen for such a deserving person. And here's the thing, if you know someone in your life personally, or maybe you've just met someone out and about and you think that they should be recognized for all their wonderful acts and for their kindness, and you know what, we would love to surprise them. So see that code, we talk about the codes all the time. Take out your phone, scan it, and you can fill out some information for our nominee list for our Fox Carolina Surprise Squad. So